Good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to continue our community forum sponsored by the Committee to Save Jefferson County, the Black Contractors, the Fraternal Order of Police, and the Gatekeepers Association. And we'd like to definitely thank Bishop Lowe and his amazing congregation, and we are at Guiding Light Church. We are live streaming, and you can catch this at thanks to First Impression Media and Jarvis Escott on What's Happening in Birmingham. So always tune in to What's Happening in Birmingham. He tends to have his ear on the ground and his feet as well. I am your moderator. I am Sheila Smoot. I'm host of Sheila Smoot Show, former Jefferson County Commissioner, first Black female and youngest ever elected to the state's largest county, and that was an 8-year stint. I'm honored that I was asked to be your moderator at these events. I want to introduce Mr. Joseph Bryant. Mr. Bryant is an excellent journalist. Mr. Bryant has served in many capacities and is currently with AL.com, but has been the PIO for the city of Birmingham, one of your counselors, Housing Authority, and several other agencies, and certainly is an excellent journalist. You can follow him at AL.com. Let's open it up. At this time, these are the rules of engagement to our candidates. Thank you for being here. I know you've got other places to be, so we're going to get going with you. We're going to give you a 30-second introduction to yourself, about a minute and a half to answer your questions in alphabetical order. 30 seconds allow for your opening and your closing. I already said that, I believe, and there will be no questions for the audience unless I'm instructed to do so. Also, we are hosting District 1 and District 2 candidates. 4 candidates. District 1 and District 4 candidates. Repeat, we are hosting District 1 and District 4 candidates. At this time, I want to call the roll. Willie Goldsmith.
Here.
Brian Gunn.
Present.
Joseph Holt.
Here.
J.T. Moore, incumbent. Tara Nix.
Good morning.
And Clinton Woods, incumbent. Not present. I've been instructed to tell you that the incumbent, Clinton Woods, will be with us a little bit later. He is on the way. And when he is here, we will just have him join in at the table of record. At this time, I'd like to bring Mr. William Muhammad to the podium.
Okay, thank you, Sheila.
Would you like me to do the introduction first, or would you like to do yours?
Yeah, do the introduction first.
Okay, we're going to start with Willie Goldsmith. You got 30 seconds to introduce yourself, and then we'll follow with Mr. Gunn, followed by Mr. Holt, followed by Mr. Moore, followed by Ms. Nix, and Clinton Woods. If he comes in, I'll allow him to do his 30 seconds when we can do that. Okay, Mr. Goldsmith.
First, give honor to God. I'm Dr. Willie Goldsmith Jr. I'm running for District 1 councilperson. To the great man of God over there, Bishop Lowe, who helped me through a hard time in my life where God was refining me to be more than just a rock, but to be silver and gold. I'm standing before you as not a political candidate, but a man and a citizen, a father and a husband. And that makes me, as I was taught in church, to be a gatekeeper. And being a gatekeeper means that there are things that you don't let in as the gatekeeper, there are things that you keep out.
10 seconds.
And I know that at this time we are at a crossroad here in Birmingham, which makes me a concerned gatekeeper. I run for this and I run for your vote because I know that if you look at my resume, you see one thing that's missing.
Time.
That's politician, because I'm not one. I'm a citizen.
Next.
And that's what I'm running on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Gunn, and I am a candidate for District 4 City Council. I am a native of Birmingham, Alabama. I currently reside in the Norwood community. I have strong roots in community and economic development and a heart to serve people. I'm running for District 4 City Council because I am dissatisfied with the way things have been going in District 4 over the last 4 years.
Our next candidate.
Hello, I want to give glory to God. My name is Joseph Holt. I am a father
I'm a man of God. I have the Hope Foundation for Change, which has like 25 to 30 kids that we're teaching trades. And I'm running for City Council District 4 because I just want to help the community, and the elders of the community have asked me to run because they won't change. Thank you.
Our next candidate.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me here. My name is JT Moore. I currently serve as the City Councilor for District 4, seeking re-election to continue to serve. I am someone who has been in the community of Woodlawn for several years now. I started off, working in youth development at A.G. Gaston Boys and Girls Club. I've done a lot to serve young people in this city, but wanted to continue to serve people in District 4. It's a large district, it has a lot of issues, but there have been significant things that have been done to increase
5 seconds.
District 4 and to help garner growth and address those issues, and I want to continue that. So thank you.
Our next candidate.
Good morning. I am Tara Nix. I'm a proud citizen of Birmingham, born and raised. I am a product of the Birmingham City Schools. I am a proud graduate of a HSBCU, Alabama State University. I've been constable in District 1 for 24 years. I've served as special processor for many attorneys over the state of Alabama. I'm a member of the Constable Association.
10 seconds.
Proud to this. I'm an honoree of the Rotary Club. I am a homeowner and a business owner of a mental health facility here in Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm asking you all to go out and vote on August 26, 2025 for Tara Nix for a change in District 1.
At this time, you'll hear from the Community Save Jefferson County. I will now turn it over to William Muhammad.
Thank you, Sheila, and thank you to all the participants and everyone who came out this morning. I just want to say, we want to take this time to present to you our agenda. Most of these elections end up being about personality, but we are not about that. We're about issues. So we just want to know where you stand on certain issues. The first issue we want to know about is we are in favor of the disparity study being implemented. The city of Birmingham has purchased 2 disparity studies, but they haven't implemented them. So what's your position on that?
I'm going to ask that you each take about 15 seconds to answer that. We'll start with Ms. Nix.
Well, my opinion on that is, first of all, we need to work with the mayor administration to contact the people that are being proposed to add certain numbers of jobs to be allowed in the community, which the contractors will be building in. A number of jobs need to be given for the summer workers in that community. And lastly, a member of that job requires that people work there are required to live in the community. And
Mr.
in order
Moore?
for us to give us
Thank you, Ms. Nix.
granting funds.
I appreciate it.
I'll answer this quickly. I know that there have been 2 disparity studies that have been done. I've talked to several individuals that have been a part of those disparity studies who have pretty much stated, we're not getting what we need from this, right? We've
5
given
seconds.
you information and you have not done anything with it. We need a city ordinance that enforces this disparity study, that enforces us putting that into place, and that's my stance.
Mr. Holt?
We just need to make sure that everyone is getting an opportunity. I understand how that feels. I'm a contractor as well. And so basically we just have to stop the buddy deals and make sure everybody gets a chance.
Mr. Gunn?
So we have seen, I live in Norwood, right? And I don't need a disparity study to tell me that disparities exist in Birmingham. We just need to do what we need to do, and we need to do it now to make sure that everyone at the table has a seat at the table and is benefiting from the city's surplus budget.
Mr. Goldsmith?
Well, first of all, it's unacceptable. You pay for something, you get nothing for it. But I would advocate for immediate enforcement of supply diversity goals and the creation of an independent oversight board to ensure contracts are awarded fairly. Equity isn't just a buzzword, it should be a mandate.
Mr. Muhammad?
All right, what's your position on annexation? We feel like Birmingham should look into annexing surrounding cities for growth and economic development.
Mr. Goldsmith?
Annexation is about growth. I do know that with the loss of the waterworks, that's gonna be kind of hard because it's a regional thing. But right now, Birmingham needs to annex these areas that are unincorporated. Just like I see down the street right here, you have Irondale taking a piece of what should have been Birmingham. So it has to be a constant fight in order to do that, or we end up being like Detroit, Michigan, just a donut hole.
Time. Mr. Gunn?
So just taking a look and hearing the word annexation, if we're doing annexation just to boost our population numbers, we don't need to do it. We need to do smart growth, right? We need to make sure that our citizens that are inside the city of Birmingham city limits right now are taken care of, and that's the first fact.
Okay, Mr. Holt.
I agree, we don't need to do it, and we need to make sure that everybody's taken care of, and we also need to have more conversation about it.
Mr. Moore?
Yeah, we do not need to annex anything. If anything, we need to have more people moving into our neighborhoods. We need to be making sure that we're taking care of the current neighborhoods that we have. If we annex anybody else, it's just gonna be more complaints about all the grass that needs to be cut and all the houses that need to be taken care of, in addition to the fact that we're gonna have to take on the debts of some of these other areas that may have. So we don't need to do that.
Mrs. Niss?
I agree with Mr. Goldsmith and JT Moore here. You can look again, like he said, down here, part of Irondale should be Birmingham, but I'm with them not doing the annexing for the city of Birmingham or the area that we're in. Because again, our areas need to be more cleaner than what they are.
Mr. Muhammad?
We feel that the police budget surplus need to be used for public safety only. What's your opinion?
Mr. Gunn?
I agree with that. And if we do have a surplus budget for public safety, we need to invest that in lighting. We need to invest it in community-based violence reduction initiatives, and we need to invest it in mental health initiatives as well.
Mr. Holt?
We need to invest it in public safety, like Ms. Gunn said, with lighting, but also we need to invest it in more engagement with the youth, because between 18 through 25, that's where your crimes are. So we need to do more studies of why they're committing the crimes and what's going on and what are their needs.
Mr. Moore?
So we had a crime commission report that, pretty much outlined all the different things that we could do to ensure that we make changes to our public safety. One of the things was making sure that we invested in our youth, and that was one of the reasons why we brought back PAT, Police Athletic Team, so that we can engage our young people in that way, in addition to several other things with violence reduction.
Okay, what we need to do is the environmental police, we need to take them from 6 up to 20 so that they'll be able to ticket the residents that have properties that are not kept up the way they need to be maintained. And then we also need to use the money for recreation for the kids to have a youth program.
Mr. Goldsmith?
First of all, the 24 million comes from vacancies that we don't have enough police officers in the first place, so we need to try to get more police. The other thing is we need to fund towards prevention programs, neighborhood street lights, blight removal, mental health crisis, intervention teams. Public safety is broader than policing.
5 seconds.
We should create neighborhoods where people feel safe with a safe culture. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad.
We are in favor of Birmingham Southern, which is in the black community, that the city should help Birmingham Southern become a HBCU.
Mr. Holt?
I'm in total agreement with that. If you do studies, that it shows that HBCUs bring $14.7 billion of revenue into a city. So absolutely, we should do that and help them in any way we can to produce revenue.
Mr. Moore?
I think that would be a good idea if the HBCUs were in agreement to do that. It's going to cost money to, purchase BSC as well as, renovate it so that
5
HBCUs
seconds.
will be able to come together and partner. But yeah.
Ms. Nix?
Yes, I am in agreement with it. The BCU should be able to hub our HSBCU schools like Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Miles, Stillman, and Lawson State to allow our citizens to be able to go to college free of charge to thank the state of Alabama and work with our major companies.
Mr. Goldsmith?
I agree this should be used for educational purposes, HBCU, but it also be a retraining ground because we have hopelessness in Birmingham because we have young men between the ages of 21 and 29 who have no job training or basic skills that they can
5
get.
seconds.
So retraining and technical. I believe in Booker T. Washington, not W.E.B. Du Bois.
Time. Mr. Gunn.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree that we should be working with HBCUs to bring them to Birmingham Southern's campus. And if we don't do that now, Birmingham Southern campus could turn into Caraway Hospital. So we need to make sure that that doesn't happen anytime soon.
Mr. Muhammad.
Okay, we are in favor of full employment program for city workers in saying that Birmingham has the largest revenue in its history, but there are many city jobs that are left unfilled. Like street and sanitation used to be the biggest department in the city with over 3,000 employees. Now we are told that it has approximately 1,500 employees, and it's like that in all or most of the departments of the city. These are jobs that we should have in our community. What's your position?
Mr. Moore.
Anybody who says anything different than that would be a fool. Of course we want to have more workers. One of the challenges that we have though is personnel board. They are hindering us from being able to hire folks in a timely fashion. We had a lot of retirements that took place where folks left our city, right? Or retired from their jobs. We need to be able to replace those individuals, but we also got to make sure that we offer better rates for people to want to work in that department.
Time. Ms. Nix.
I agree with Mr. Moore. Yes, we do need more public works people to be out front, just like the police and the fire department, increasing salary, minimal staffing of $20, correction of public works does not have to be 1,500.
5 seconds.
What we're doing is we need to find out, first of all, where the money is going and why we do not have enough public works people.
Time. Mr. Goldsmith.
As council, I'll push for aggressive hiring drives targeting local residents and removing unnecessary barriers to employment. Every city job left unfilled is a missed opportunity to build wealth for our own people in our neighborhoods.
Mr. Gunn.
Yes, I agree that we need to fill these positions and we need to fill them quickly. We need to fill them with individuals that are in our neighborhoods. We need to provide them better benefits so that they will be enticed to work for the city of Birmingham. And then we also need to work with youth and
5
returning
seconds.
citizens to get them to work for the city of Birmingham.
And Mr. Holt.
We need aggressive hiring and we need to engage the youth. We have to get with the 18 through 25, engage them and show them that these jobs are available, give bonuses to them and get these kids in the neighborhoods back to working and wanting to work.
Mr. Muhammad.
Okay, we are in favor of the development of Birmingham Port. What's your position?
Ms. Nix.
Repeat that question for me.
I'm saying we're in favor of the development of Birmingham Port. What's your position?
On the Birmingham Port, I believe that I am in favor for it, and what we need to do is do more input with our community first to see exactly what the community want to do and need to be done in order for us to go forward with the Birmingham Port, but I am in agreement with it.
Mr. Goldsmith.
The port and the TCI Railroad Network is a regional asset just like the airport and the waterworks was. We need infrastructure investment and partnerships with the state, federal government to modernize the port and connect it back to the Birmingham industrial strength so
5
Birmingham
seconds.
can be great.
Mr. Gunn.
Yes, I'm in favor of developing the Birmingham Port. I had an opportunity to go out there during the pandemic, and I was amazed about what was out there. We need to use it to develop our economy. We need to diversify our economy, and we also need to make sure that it's done environmentally sustainably because we don't want anything that's going to harm the environment out there.
Mr. Moore. Mr. Holt, I apologize.
I'm in favor of the port and all that they can do, but I want to make sure that we always engage the people. If it happens, everything gets moving forward, we need to make sure that the community is always knowing what's going on. Constant communication.
Mr. Moore.
The council, advocated for, our state, or not state, but Senator Britt and all of our, legislators to invest money in our port. So I'm definitely in favor of it because it's only going to benefit us by having that port in operation.
seconds.
Also having an airport that can connect to it. It just creates more economic vitality and economic opportunities
Time.
for our city.
Mr. Muhammad.
Okay, we get to the tough question now. We believe that we should have no rubber stamp councils, the community first. What's your position?
Mr. Goldsmith?
I'm not running to be a rubber stamp for anyone, corporate or political. The decision for City Hall always favors downtown, leaving the neighborhoods to languish. So therefore, I will be speaking for District 1, the voice for District 1.
5 seconds.
I pledge transparency, open communication, true community representation, and on every policy, I will vote for
Time.
the rights of District 1.
Mr. Gunn?
Yeah, I do not support being a rubber stamp city councilor. I'm running to represent the people of District 4 and advocating for the district, citizens of District 4. And every vote that I take on the council day is
5
I
seconds.
will do that. And with the philosophy in the back of my mind, every vote that I take will represent the needs of the constituents in District 4.
Joseph Hope?
I do not support it. I'm here because of the hundreds of elders that asked me to run, and I'm here for them. And whatever their needs are, that's what I'm here for.
Mr. Moore?
You all don't want a rubber stamp council, and I would be in agreement with that. I also would say that we need to change the Mayor Council Act if that's the case. Until we change the Mayor Council Act, there are going to be some
5
things
seconds.
that you are not going to be pleased with because, yes, ma'am.
Ms. Dix?
I promise you, I will not be a rubber stamp to take funds from rubber stamp to companies and the interests that are not for our citizens of Birmingham. So definitely not a rubber stamp will go into District 1.
Mr. Bahama?
Me? Okay, I'm sorry. So these are my last 2 points, and this agenda is organic. It's consistently growing. So this is what's been added to it. So y'all didn't get a chance to write these down because I just thought of them last night. But we feel that we want this council to fight to protect city assets from state takeover. And what I say personally is that my newest great-grandson was just born in November. I want to turn the fight for the waterworks over to him. I want us to fight all the way. I'm afraid that this fight for the waterworks is just happening now because of the election. So what's your position?
Mr. Gunn?
I'm an advocate for fighting for our city assets. If we don't have control of our city assets and Montgomery has control of our city assets, we've lost control of our city. And under this current administration and current city council, we've lost control of some of our assets.
Mr. Holt?
I'm in support of fighting for our city assets, but again, we have to fight for them, but we have to communicate with the citizens and the people. We cannot continue to keep them left in the dark, not knowing what's going on. Have to have constant communication.
Mr. Moore?
So I've shared this before that, I believe that this fight was something that was going on for quite some time, but you all, or we as a city, we can't wait until, things are under threat and under fire before we start really making noise about it. As a new councilor on the city council,
5 seconds.
we all need to make sure that people who were here in the past, who were having this fight long before us, pass the baton and tell us, hey, these are the things that you need to look out for. Because a lot of times, when you're new, you don't know that.
Time.
You don't know those things.
Ms. Nix?
I saw the waterworks falling years and years ago when my mother was in politics. So at this time, I am not for the state of Alabama taking over Birmingham, Alabama. We need to get ourselves together as a community, as a councilor, as a mayor, as the whole city of Birmingham. Bring the community in and let the community be able to
5 seconds.
speak on what needs to be done with our city. The Birmingham waterworks belongs to us, not the state of Alabama.
Mr. Goldsmith?
Birmingham has infrastructure. Outside areas don't. They're gonna take it. We're under takeover. So we need to get together, and we can't have lobbyists that work for one group that's in City Hall and don't work for the council because you're going in blind. There's nowhere in the world that they should not have known that this was gonna happen. But if you don't
5
have a
seconds.
lobbyist that has 2 masters, he can only serve one.
And Mr. Mohammed?
Okay, so I said I had one more question, but you just made me have another one. Should the city council have its own lobbyists?
Mr. Holt?
No.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Ms. Nix,
No.
Mr. Goldsmith,
Yes.
Mr. Gunn,
Absolutely.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Muhammad.
there's somewhat divide on, this is absolutely the last one. We feel that there should be accountability of all city council discretionary funds. What's your position?
Mr. Moore,
I'm okay with that. I think that each neighborhood should also have an agenda like you all have presented today though. Because if you all want to see certain things done, I don't think that that should be presented to us during election time. I think as soon as a person gets in office, they should be met with a list of demands or a list of priorities that you all want to see happen.
5 seconds.
So that we're not, beat up during election time to say, these are all the things that you have not done for my neighborhood or not done for my city. You need to know what it is that you want going into this.
time. Ms. Nix,
In the current administration, what they have done is have not gotten with the community to let them know what's going on or what needs to go on. What we need to do is, just like Mr. Moore said, don't wait until election time to bring everything to us. Start out with what we need to do. And my plan is,
5 seconds.
once I get in office, I will bring all of my community leaders together and presidents together to see what we need to do to get District 1 where it needs to
Time.
be.
Mr. Goldsmith,
I'm the president of Apple Valley Neighborhood Association. The neighborhood associations are being strangled out by frivolous lawsuits that does not allow us to put in new officers. Therefore, they're choking it out for a reason, because they don't want you to have a voice. So the thing about it is, we need to empower the neighborhood associations, put some money into.
5 seconds.
It's an elected position. Therefore, we just need to give money to the neighborhood association officers to work to do what they need to do. Because right now, we don't have neighborhood associations.
time. Mr. Gunn,
Yes, absolutely. I'm in favor of being accountable with the discretionary funds that the city council receives. If we're not transparent with how we're dispersing and deploying our funds into our communities, people can come up with narratives of what we should have done and could have done. So I think it's imperative of
seconds.
us to be transparent and accountable to community.
Mr. Hope,
I'm in favor of being accountable, but if you go to the neighborhood meetings, you can hear what people want. I go to them all the time, and the neighborhood president and the community tell you if you go to their meetings. And you just gotta show up and you gotta fund the neighborhood
5
president and fund the community so they can have things that they need and not drying up their funds so they won't have everything they need to be successful in the community.
Mr. Muhammad. Did I get to you, Mr. Moore, on that? I thought I already got to you, no?
Yeah. Okay.
I did.
What?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so,
Can I?
You may, go
Okay.
ahead, 10 seconds.
No, I'll just say this. I do know that in District 4 alone, there are over $700,000 in neighborhood association funds. If you take all 19 neighborhoods, combine their neighborhood association funds, you have over $700,000. Now, there's no discretion or there's no accountability as opposed to what they're doing with their funds, right? We need to make sure that those dollars are also being used as
5
well.
seconds.
Because that could also make some movement, especially if communities come together, pool their money together, along with the counselor to make sure that we can make some real change.
okay,
Mr. Muhammad,
yeah, I just want to say in closing that I thank you for answering these questions. We got you all on tape. And I want to say this too, this is not your agenda, this is our agenda. And I'm just saying that from the standpoint that we, the Committee to Save Jefferson County, these are the things we're gonna work on. And we met with the mayor on a program that we were doing, and we were advised not to ask for any money. And I said, that's fine, because I don't want him to think that he can give us permission to do it or not do it. This is our agenda. This is what we're gonna work on. We're not asking anybody elected, can we have this? This is what we're gonna do. Thank you all.
thank you, Mr. Muhammad, thanks to the panel for answering those questions. I'm going to turn all the questions for the city council over to Mr. Joseph Bryant.
Thank you all for coming again. Not a panelist, short amount of time, so I'm gonna ask you just one question to get started. What, if you had to name one specific problem for your district, let's say you won already, what is the one thing first that you want to tackle in Districts 1 and Districts 4? And we can start at the end, Mr. Goldsmith.
You have a minute and a half to answer these questions, please
Just
be brief.
the one issue that's most pressing for your district.
One issue. One issue I guess I would say would be code enforcement and crime. They're together. We have a lack of officers to do code enforcement. We also have a lack of officers to patrol the area. We had a horrendous shooting in the Apple Valley neighborhood in the apartment complex that's there. The apartment complex closed for a second, got some people to help out and work with it. The police came over there, but then after it faded, it went right back to where it was. I think that Birmingham has every rule that needs to be followed to make a neighborhood great. Every rule, from not parking on the grass to whatever, but there is no one out to enforce it. Wow. So there's a lack of enforcement. Since there's a lack of enforcement, people do what they do. Wow. We as a people, we're kingdom-minded. You have to have rules and regulations that the people who rule over you make you follow. Right now, without that, we're just like the wild, wild east, not the west.
Mr. Gunn?
Yeah, the first thing that pops in my mind as I've gone out and talked to community members over the last few months is public safety. We have an increased public safety problem in terms of gun violence that's happening in the District 4. I work from home remotely most of the time, and I work with police chiefs and district attorneys across the country. And there are times that I've had to go on mute because there's shots going off in the middle of the day in my community. We've got to hold those that are committing the gun violence and perpetrators of the increased gun violence that's happening in the city of Birmingham accountable.
Mr. Hope?
I would say the precedent in the neighborhood is community development for all neighborhoods. If you look at District 4, Woodlawn is getting about 16 homes built. There's a lot of development going in one area, but if you go to Collegeville, it's like a third world country. You go to Inglenook, it looks bad. Airport has no development going on. There's no community development reaching every community, every neighborhood in District 4. I go out and talk to all the neighbors, all the elderly. Squatters are living in their homes, abandoned homes next door to a lady 80 years old. There's no development. No development, tons of abandoned houses. The money's not reaching every neighborhood. They pick certain ones, and there's no community development. You got an 80-year-old lady living next to a house that has a squatter in it, so she has to call the police, and she has to try to worry people about it, but the houses are stacking up around her community, and they're developing certain neighborhoods, not all neighborhoods. That's the number one pressing issue in our community.
You have 30 more seconds if you'd like to take it. You're good? Okay, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, so I'll say that, one of the biggest issues that we have in the city of Birmingham right now is the vacancies. We have so many people that have family members that have owned houses in the city of Birmingham and have let them fall by the wayside, or they've sold them for pennies. They've, not had wheels in place to be able to make sure that they can maintain and manage those properties. And people wonder why our neighborhoods look the way that they do, and it's because we're giving away our assets. We're literally giving away our assets. People are leaving the city of Birmingham, and they don't understand that there's a cycle that is going on. We leave the city of Birmingham because you say that it looks bad or that it's not, providing the services that we need. And then once you leave, that service becomes harder to come by because we depend on those property tax dollars. Right? And so we're becoming our own issue. And so one of the things that I believe that we should do is have a campaign to really try to recruit more people to come back to the city of Birmingham. If you got a grandmama, or if you got an auntie or a granddaddy that owned a house that is in the city of Birmingham, you need to move back to Birmingham.
Ms. Nix?
It'll be crime and the elderly and the kids in my area. The reason I say crime, I live off Marlin Springs Road, and it's gunfire. I drop to the floor several times a day, several times at night. We need more patrol in the Winewood area, District 1. We have let people come from out of town, different areas, and move and bring things in our neighborhood that is not supposed to be there. We have asked several times, we need more lighting, we need more everything, and we've asked over and over. We still haven't got nothing that we asked. And the reason I'm saying that, I have been in a shootout trying to get to my neighborhood where my car had been shot up because people was coming from other sides of town and they was chasing people in the neighborhood. So I wasn't able to even go into my home because I was in the shootout. So we do need more policemen in our area in District 1.
You have 30 more seconds if you'd like to take that. No? Mr. Bryant?
So I'm hearing police, public safety, and community development as the main issues affecting both District 1 and District 4. Okay, so we've identified the problems. How do we tackle these problems, particularly District 4? I know that you mentioned the areas of North Birmingham, Harriman Park, Collegeville, some of those being abandoned and in need of remediation. I guess this is for District 4 candidates. How do we address the problems we've already identified, particularly with redevelopment for those communities?
If you're with District 4, answer that question. Is that what you want, Mr. Bryant?
District 4 specifically, yes.
Okay, District 4 specific candidates. We're going to start with Mr. Moore, and then you can follow after that if you're with District 4 with your answer. You have a minute 30.
Yeah, so we just need more investments in those areas. And so I know that community development is doing a lot of development in certain areas. We've gotten grant money from, the federal government to do choice neighborhoods like over in Kingston, which is a neighborhood that was distressed, but is getting some attention and getting some funding. We've had several houses being built in the area. We need more investments though. And a lot of times, people are looking at the city to be the ones to come through and save, but we need other partners as well. The city can't handle everything.
1 minute.
Right? And so anybody who is an investor or a developer who actually wants to build affordable housing so that people can actually live in the community, not rent, but live in the community, become a fabric of the community, that's what we need to have.
Next District 4 candidate.
We need to look into where the money is going, the ARPA funds, where did they go as far as in the community for development. We need to have a meeting with the land bank that there are a lot of houses abandoned next to a neighbor that been living in the community that belongs to the land bank. And so we need to give it to the land bank and see about how can the neighbor next door buy that house on an affordable rate or layaway plan where they can invest next door to their house and leave it to their son. We gotta make sure that we're having conversation with the neighborhood. We gotta be accountable with where the money is going. Nobody knows where the money is going for the community. Nobody knows where the money was spent. And the neighbors in the community that are talking out at every meeting, they say we have no idea where the money is. They say we have no idea what's going on being spent, and the neighborhood is suffering. We gotta reinvest the money that was given to the neighborhood in the neighborhood. That's the biggest thing. There's money from the city and bring
30
investors
seconds.
bring investors in as well, but the money that's supposed to be developing the city in the neighborhood, go to the neighborhood.
You got 20 more seconds. Would you like to take it?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Next District 4 candidate.
Yeah,
Mr. Gunn.
so when it comes to public safety, we've got to identify the root cause. Most of us in here today, we know what the root cause of the public safety issue is in Birmingham, and that is poverty. We have got to work with our community-based organizations that receive funding from the federal government, that receive funding from the state, that receive funding from the city of Birmingham to deploy their resources in our communities that are impacted by poverty. Because if we don't address poverty, people are going to resort to violence. People are going to resort to destruction. And so we've got to work to identify a solution, a plausible solution to combat the public safety issue in the city of Birmingham.
Thank you.
You got 30 more seconds. Mr. Gunn, would you like to say anything else? Okay. Mr. Bryant?
Question for District 1 candidates, thank you. District 1 for years has been seen as the gold standard district. You had commercial development, you had middle and upper income people coming, fresh people moving in. In recent years, I've seen frustration from neighborhood leaders and residents about people moving out and vacant commercial buildings and increased crime. How, as a council person, can you work with the administration to address those two issues of people leaving your district, both residentially and commercially, and with that fear of increased crime in those communities?
Mr. Goldsmith?
Well, first, let's just look at the housing, because we do have vacant houses. Housing must be treated, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Housing must be treated as a right, not as just a privilege. Therefore, we need to fight to adopt second mortgage programs, reduce restrictions on the land bank acquisition. The land bank is so many ways you can't get land, so it doesn't matter, people can't try to get it. Incentivize local developers to build affordable homes, incentivize local people who want to start their own businesses to be able to do that. Stay local with that. Build from inside. Affordable housing stabilizes families, it builds communities. We need to prioritize our zoning, where businesses should be, where they shouldn't be, and then budgeting and city planning. You should pass a budget unless something in there for the people. Not for the corporations, but for the people. And so that's my whole thing is, what you do is for God's people. And if you stand in that mountain, in that position,
30 seconds.
then you know what you should do. Thank you.
Would you like to take your additional 30 seconds?
Now, I'm just glad to be here.
Thank you. Ms. Nix?
You know, everything that Mr. Goldsmith said, but first of all, we have got to get the community together to see what we need in our area and why are our businesses and our citizens are leaving out of District 1. For one thing, I do know that money has not been put into District 1 that was left for District 1. There are outsourcing money in different municipalities, and I can preferably say this out loud, they're orchestrating money out of Birmingham into Centerpoint. So at the end of the day, we need to make sure all of our funds are held accountable and all of our people are held accountable for the money that is supposed to be done for each district.
Ms. Nix, I'm going to ask you, please
You have 30
elaborate.
seconds.
What do you mean, money taken from Birmingham?
Yeah, that's
to
a good
Centerpoint?
one.
What do
Go
you
ahead,
mean?
Mr. Bryant.
Can you elaborate what you were saying? You said money from Birmingham is going to Centerpoint. Explain
Yeah,
that.
we have some resources, some money that was given to some businesses with an S on it in the Centerpoint area from Birmingham, Alabama, off of the council side.
Can you be specific about that? That's pretty major what you're just saying. Can you specify? I'm a reporter, so you got my attention. Is there city money that's going from Birmingham to Centerpoint? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Can you please elaborate?
Well, it was given, I'm not gonna call the name where it was given, but if you wanna talk to me afterward, don't mind telling you. But we had money that was implemented for Centerpoint. Implement for District 1. And it was given to a business in the Centerpoint area. That's friendship. That's what that's called, that's friendship. So my thing is, we need to be accountable for all the money that is given for the district to
15
be
seconds.
put in the district.
One other thing, let me add to all of the housing before you all get started. So the top builder in the country, probably the top 5 builder, is from Huffman, went to Huffman High School, graduated from UAB, and is building currently 5,000 houses in Hoover. Building, I think, 1,500 in Trustville. This man has gone to the city, the administration before and currently. You guys got 10 micro shelters going up for the homeless. You got 2 new houses, Mr. Gunn, you know where these are, in Fountain Heights, Druid Hills, and they thought that was really great. Your neighbors, Fulldale, Gardendale, Irondale. Now Birmingham did have, Mr. Moore, you would know this, had some homes, and then something happened, they wanted 100 homes, that particular builder, and then some members of your council came back and said, well, that's too much. So I just want to give you a point that what one of your candidates just said as well. You have a curfew ordinance. You have an ordinance that says you cannot have your music. It's called the decibel law. You had, and the school board folk in here, you had a uniform code, but you didn't want that. So you have enforcement, Ms. Nix mentioned, but you got 6 folks trying to regulate a town, a city of 190 something thousand people. You had a population that was number 1. You now have a population that is number 4.
Wow. On your watch.
You've had all of the things you want. So I want you to be mindful as you talk to the audience that historically, you had the waterworks. Historically, you've had the tools.
That's true.
And historically, you've had, according to the last, and I'm gonna defer to Mr. Bryant, one of the largest budgets in your history. You had a public works department. Maintenance does not include trees growing over into the center lane, because you have lighting, but if you cut the limbs back, I was over roads and transportation at Jefferson County. There's a maintenance plan. Remember the little man that used to go fill the holes in the street?
That's right.
Jefferson County has transport, which they got from Baltimore. I put it in myself, which means in 72 hours, we're gonna let you know we're coming, we're gonna fix it, or we're not gonna fix it, and there's a solution. So there are people that are in, Jefferson County has 36 cities, you're one of them, the top tax base. Then there's Hoover, Vestavia, Mount Brook, and Bessemer, who has a strategic plan, and they have collaborations. What I'm saying is you have the tools already. The Mayor-Council Act may be a hindrance, but what legislation is it? So as individual members, then you have to think outside the box and say, well, you know, I can't get my mayor to work with me. So guess what? Have you gone back to your community?
Right.
Have you brought them with you?
We back, y'all.
Mr. Brown, that is the historical, that's just a fact check. That's why I'm here to do a little historical, because we've been around, me and Mr. Bryan and all of these folks. So we've heard these terms before. So we definitely commend you for speaking your truth. Please do not be afraid to be your authentic self. Mr. Bryan, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Can I say something?
Councilman Moore.
Yes, Mr. Moore.
And I appreciate, the context, the historical context, right? Because I think not often enough do we have these types of convenings, right? Any elected official or anybody proposing to be an elected official should be able to have these types of conversations with you where you're educating us as well.
Right.
Because this is a partnership. Politics is a partnership. It's not something that, you vote us in and you say, hey, I pay my tax dollars, you need to do your part. No, it doesn't stop with the vote. The vote is the start. The tax paying is the start, right? But this is the real work. And so I say that only because you talked about, making sure that you tell your constituents to come down to City Hall and to, advocate for you. There have been several times where I've had those conversations with my neighborhood presidents or with my my constituents to say, hey, this is the issue that we're having. We're going to try to work through the process. And if we can't get any type of act right, that's when I need you all to come down and to be a part of this process as well. And so,
Time.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else before we go to Mr. Bryan that would like to make a commentary? I give you 30 seconds.
I would like to say, everything you said was correct, and I just want to say the neighborhood as a whole, the majority of the presidents and the community that I talk to, they feel they have no voice. They feel they're misinformed. They don't have any information. I've been to every neighborhood meeting in District 4. I talked to several presidents. I stood at doorsteps
15 seconds.
of every elderly person. In order to make a good decision, you have to be informed. And they feel like they're not informed, they don't know what's going on. So we need to change that during this election and give information out so they can be informed.
Mr. Goldsmith?
There also has to be a change in leadership because unfortunately we have people who have inside thinking and they don't think outside. And I'm just gonna have to go back to one of my favorite people in the Bible, which is Abram, who became Abraham. When God took Abram out his tent and let him see the stars, he saw all the stars showing how many descendants he would have, right? So when he saw all of that, he had faith that God would do these things. But God had to take him outside the tent to see outside. So when he went outside, he just to see the walls around him, he saw the whole universe and everything that could be his. We have to get people in office who know how to think outside, not inside. Carter G. Woodson said the miseducation of the Negro will allow him, if you give him a front door, he will make a back door to go out of. Because he's thinking inside.
Time?
So that's what we need. Thank you.
Mr. Gunn, thank you.
Yeah, and I agree with everything that you said, Ms. Moot. One of the things that's impacting District 4, we don't have a vision. And what I know from being a child of faith, without a vision, the people perish. There's no reason why there should be 20, I live in Norwood, there's no reason why I should have 20 vacant lots on my street in Norwood alone. Wow. 20 vacant lots. There's no reason why I should be afraid to go walk Norwood Boulevard because my fear of being attacked by criminal activity or anything in my neighborhood. There's no reason why that should exist. And then if we can't get the mayor or whoever the mayor is to support any of our initiatives or buy into our initiatives, as the old folks say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And we have community-based organizations, like I said earlier, that receive federal, state, and local dollars to help push our initiatives forward.
I'm gonna turn it back over to Mr. Bryant, unless Ms. Nix, you have a comment. Okay, Mr. Bryant?
All right, going back to a little history lesson. North Birmingham neighborhood, Cameron Park, Fairmont, and Collegeville for years was the subject of EPA. The city was urging EPA action, intervention, and at one point you saw EPA trucks represented in those communities. I haven't seen those in recent times, change administration, change of priorities. If you're in the office or you return to the office, what is your position on environmental action in those communities and remediation in those communities, and what will you do to encourage that to continue in spite of the federal challenges that we have, the changes of priorities?
I'll start with Mr. Holt.
Again, my action is to get with the neighborhood president and the neighborhood. They have already started trying to put something together to use some of the EPA funds that was given through court to build either walking trail or whatever they come up with that they want to do. But we got to get with the community first and see what they want done and see how we can develop that area and get that area safe with the abandoned school buildings, abandoned houses, and get more development around safety, EPA regulations, or whatever the community needs. But it needs more community engagement, engaging with the neighborhood, seeing what funding is there to help boost the neighborhood in development, community development as a whole.
Time. You got 1 minute, Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore.
Could you ask the question again? Because
Sure.
you said something about trucks being in the
Okay, in the past, the EPA was very active in that community, those four communities, very active with remediation of soil and contamination, and obviously change of administration priorities have changed as far as intervention in particularly minority and challenged communities. So I'm asking, what is your position on intervening in those communities that have environmental hazards that still exist? Knowing that the federal government's not gonna help you like to the level that they used to anymore. What do we do now as a city to still address those lingering issues in those communities that still have environmental issues?
Mr. Moore?
Yeah, so I think number one, the first thing that needs to happen is, we need to continue to provide city services to those individuals and to those areas, but looking into brownfield legislation that, will enable us to be able to clean those areas is one of the biggest things that I'm focused on, is trying to make sure that we have the necessary funding to be able to clean up those brownfield areas where they will be able to create more job opportunities and just create more health benefits for the individuals that are there. When I first got in office, that was the biggest challenge that, I was
30
faced
seconds.
with, is how do you support a neighborhood that has been riddled with all of this contamination from businesses where folks should have never even lived around that type of hindrance in the first place? You got one group of folks who say, hey, I love my home, I love my neighborhood, I want to stay
15
here.
seconds.
You got another group that's just like, look, buy me out. If I was to buy them out for market value, they would get $40,000 and they wouldn't be able to find anywhere else to live. So you have to try to find out, how do you go about approaching this issue of providing safety and quality of life to
Time.
individuals who are in a very dire situation.
Ms. Nix? Parliamentary?
District 4 question.
I'm sorry, District 4, my apologize. District 4, candidates, Mr. Gunn.
Yeah, so my mom grew up in the Collegeville area. She graduated from Carver High School. And I know just how important it is for us to take on environmental action in those communities. For so long, industries have polluted our communities and they have gone unchecked by our city representatives and our state legislators. And so even though the tides are turning on the federal level, we've got to work hand in hand with our state legislators to advocate for the needs of our district. There's no reason why in 2025 that our community should still be polluted and bearing the brunt of pollution in our city. We've got to fight for what we know is right in our communities, and we've got to work with our state legislatures to turn the tides of the pollution that has impacted our communities.
You have 15 more seconds.
Yeah, and then the last thing would be we've got to hold these industries accountable. They should not be going unchecked.
Mr. Moore?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one last thing as well.
15 seconds.
Under
Go.
this current administration, we also were able to get Bluestone Coke shut down. And so I do want to make sure that people understand that for years and years and years, they have operated in those neighborhoods, but under this current administration, they were discontinued.
You
I
mean,
do
you mean
have a-
mayoral administration, right? You mean under the city?
Say again?
Current administration, you mean the municipal, the mayor's office, the current mayor and council, correct?
Current mayor and council, yes, sir.
Not the current president.
Not the current president. No, not from a federal level. We know what they own. So.
Mr. Holt?
I want to make it clear now. We are on this current administration. Our councilman did get $3 million for his district from the ARPA funds. And we're talking about funding, but he got $3 million that we can't account for. There was nothing spent in Collegeville. The neighborhood said nothing was spent in Collegeville, nothing was spent in Inglenook. He got $3 million ARPA funds.
15 seconds.
Each councilman
You
got
got
$3
5
million.
seconds.
$3 million ARPA funds, and we're talking about funding for the neighborhood, but no money was spent in Collegeville, and he told the Inglenook president he wouldn't give a dime in their neighborhood.
Time,
You can ask him.
Mr. Incumbent, Mr. Moore, would you like to rebuttal? You've got 30 seconds.
Thank you, Ms. Smoot. I greatly appreciate that. Brother Joseph Holt is sadly misinformed, and it's unfortunate that he would even share a misinformation like that. So, first of all, $3 million was given to us from ARPA dollars. That was a federal funding that was given to the city or each counselor.
Can you explain for the audience, ARCA, what does that mean?
ARPA stands for American Rescue Plan Allocation. It was an allocation that was given to us from a federal level from Joe Biden as a result of the pandemic, all right?
Okay, continue with your commentary.
So each counselor was given $3 million to use in their district, right? We could not use it in any other way but in our district, as well as the money had to be allocated before the end of December 31st, 2024. So when somebody says that, oh, they just start spending the money, no, the money had already been allocated. In Collegeville, for instance, there was money that was given to Park and Recreation to be able to fix different pools, different recreational centers. And so Collegeville, no area in District 4.
Time. One moment. I'll give you 20 more seconds. Make it brief. Go.
So I'll say this. Over $600,000 was given towards Park and Recreation to be able to make improvements at different recreation facilities and parks in my district. That was inclusive of the Collegeville pool. So pools don't just open up by themselves, right? And so, yeah, go ahead.
I think we're Mr.
We got
Joseph.
$2.4 million left.
Oh, I can give you a list of all the. I can give you a list of all the projects if you.
Go. Can you run it down
Yeah.
30 seconds?
I
Because
can.
I think what Mr. Holt is saying and what Mr. Moore is saying is the same thing. There was $3 million. He's saying, where did the money go? Didn't see it. Apparently, the community was not engaged. You didn't get that letter or that text or that email that day.
We was told to
Yes,
stay
the
home.
community. The
So-
community.
Tell us about the money.
Yeah.
Hey,
tell
sir,
them-
don't
yeah.
scream at me.
Yeah, that's okay. We good.
Don't scream at me.
That's the former congressman.
I know
former
exactly who he
congressman.
is, but we
Mr.
gonna have
Moore,
the
go
core.
ahead. I give you 20 seconds. Go. You're online.
So I'll tell you this. Let me see. Let me pull it up for you. So
And you
we
can
gave-
also, we will ask that you send that to the gentleman of record when you,
Gotcha.
at the end. That would be great.
So we gave money towards the Don Hawkins Rec Center that was in need of a roof repair. We got the
How much?
roof repair. So the roof repair was $98,000. We got the Willowwood Rec Center that was repaired. That was $227,000. District 4 had. I gave money to the pool over at Collegeville. That was $150,000. We had the Lovejoy Ministries daycare, $117,000. Birmingham Park and Recreation Foundation, Birmingham Public Library Foundation had a mobile library for $52,000. We got the Stream Innovations Coding Boot Camp, which is a nonprofit organization that works with young people, that was given $10,000. Build Up Program, which is also a program that works with young people, $10,000. Drop in Science and Hip Hop Interactive Program with McWayne Science Center was given $50,000 for our young people. The Young Women Work, a 6-week women's entrepreneurship program was given $10,000. Birmingham Urban League Workforce Development was given $35,000. Nonprofit Small Business Accelerator to be able to help small businesses grow and scale was given $50,000. Good School Food and Apprenticeship in partnership with Jones Valley was given $25,000.
I'm going to stop you right there, and I'm going to
Okay.
ask you to get with the person of record that asked you that. I'm also going to ask you to share
And then
that,
I'll just say this last
if
two
you can,
things.
on where the community can find that. if you
I'll just say these
Yes,
last
sir.
two things. $500,000 was given towards critical housing repairs because there were so many people in our district that needed help fixing their homes. And then $125,000 was given towards helping people to get their roofs repaired. $3 million is a lot of money in your eyes, but it's not a lot of money when you consider 19 neighborhoods. That money don't go far, but you try to make the best decisions that you possibly can based on the request and the information that has been given to you by the residents in the district.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
so-
Moore. Thank you, Mr. Moore, and we will get you two together afterwards. Thank you so much. Mr. Bryan, just a point, just to know that brownfield redevelopment around the country is real because you are a post-industrial city. Let me repeat, you are a post-industrial city, and I'll go into where you take it from there, at that point to all districts. You are a post-industrial city. Collegeville, I mean, you
And
know.
post-industrial district.
Yes, thank you for that. However, the brownfield redevelopment and the EPA came into Titusville and gave a $500,000 to Jefferson County. That was my project. Because I called beyond the congressperson, I went and talked to Lisa Jackson. Because certain areas don't think, they're not living the way you're living. So you have to kind of go outside the box. So there are brownfield, all of Inslee. You go to Inslee Works, it's brownfield. I mean, you go to Midfield, you got a coke oven. The coke oven plant's 99 acres. That's all poison dirt. And we know what we know about North Birmingham. What I'm saying is to all of you, what would you do? And then be brief. And I'm gonna turn it back over to Mr. Joseph, Brian, because he understands where I'm going with this. So there are programs and hundreds of millions of dollars, not 3 million,
That's right.
50 million, 100 million, 2.1 billion, but you gotta go get it because you're competing with every district in America.
Right.
And you kinda gotta get out your comfort zone because it ain't local like that when you wanna bring that kind of redistribution of wealth and funding to your community. Mr. Bryan, the floor is yours.
As we just illustrated, there's a clear lack of communication or disconnect between the neighborhood association or some residents and their officials at City Hall. The exchange was a little tense, but you got the information out and you answered the question. My question now is to all of you, how can we heal the divide or bridge the divide between the residents, the association leaders, and the elected people at City Council? Because it's been a years-long issue. Neighborhood people say they don't understand what's going on. They're frustrated, and the city council people are frustrated, vice versa. Nothing's getting done as far as communication. How do we heal that and build that bridge?
Let me go with Mr. Goldsmith first.
First of all, we need to reignite the need for people to be part of the neighborhood associations in the first place.
Right.
That could be done through advertisement, through a rap show, through a podcast, through going to the rec center, setting up things to talk to people. When I started off, I had 3 people at my neighborhood association meeting. Now I have over 50 when I have one. There's no point for you to come in there and talk to people if you're a council person, there's only one person there. It can't be decisions made out of equity if there's nobody to be represented in there. The other thing about that is it needs to be more meaningful for the person to come out and ride around and go to each neighborhood association meeting. That's because you gotta have people there. Same thing again,
30
advertising
seconds.
about it. My thing about it is there's a clear lack of communication, but there are so many modes of communication that we can use. Like this young man sitting right here, And I don't think that we do proper communication through the modes that we have now. You don't just have television and radio. So that has to be done because the neighborhood associations have to be meaningful for a council person to come out to. Because if you come out talking to two people, what does that do?
Time. Mr. Gunn.
Yeah, so how do we bridge the divide? We've got to communicate. Part of the things that I'm hearing when I go out to neighborhood associations, since I've been out on the campaign trail, they don't know what's going on at City Hall. And so we've got to communicate what's going on at City Hall. We've got to educate our constituents on the things that happen at City Hall, why they happen, and how they will ultimately impact the communities that we serve. We've got to make sure that we show up to community meetings, and we've got to advocate for the needs of our communities. That's one of the things that I'm hearing time and time again.
30
we
seconds.
don't have a person that's advocating for the needs of the community, and we need someone that shows up, that listens, and then that provides solutions to move District 4 forward.
Mr. Holt.
To bridge the divide, you have to get with spiritual leadership like today. So many times the pastors left out of all the agendas. You have to get with every neighborhood pastor because whether you like it or not, they have power and reach in their community and they've been a pillar for their community. So you have to first go to them and say, hey, can I meet with your church? Can I have local meetings here so I can understand your agenda? Because the pastor knows the needs of his people more than anybody does. And then you have to continue to go to these neighborhood meetings. You have to be visible and also vocal. There's so many people that are vocal, but they're not visible. You don't see them nowhere, you don't know where they are, they don't answer the phone no more, and you have to hire people to come and walk with you and see your community. And so you first have to make sure the leadership in the community can help you bridge the divide because they're going to discern whether they can trust you or not.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
ACE, ACE, Academy for Citizens Engagement. I think that each and every citizen in the city of Birmingham should go to an ACE program class because at that point you will be able to be educated about how city government works.
Do you have that class currently?
Say again?
You have that?
Do I have that?
Does that class exist?
Yes, it exists.
Okay,
it's something that's offered through the city of Birmingham.
Okay, every year?
Every year.
Once a year?
Twice, I want to say.
Twice a year, okay.
It's a
proceed.
6 to 7 week program where individuals can learn about every single city department, what they do, how they work, where money goes, everything. So everything that you all would need to know about how city government works, they will be able to teach you. The reason I say that individuals need to go through that class is because a lot of times we're upset, not because, and we're upset and we're frustrated because we're not aware of what things are going on and how they work. We got to get on the same platform so that when I come to these neighborhood meetings or when I'm sharing information with you, you're not fussing and fighting with me because you don't understand how city government works. All right? We have to make sure that we as a people are educated.
15?
What else I want to say?
You may take that 15 seconds.
Yeah. No, but truly, we got to make sure that we're on the same page. And I think that right there will help us to bridge that gap that we have. Because right now we're fighting against each other and we don't need to be. It's too much going on the federal level.
Ms. Nix?
Communication. We need to get with every leader in Birmingham and every community leader and each community to bring them, like he said, up under the pastors to be able to talk to them to see what we need to have done in this community, that community, especially all over Birmingham. 99 areas, 99 neighborhoods. It should be better than what it is.
So from a historical perspective, let me take you through a little history about economic development from the pastoral community. This particular church, where you sit today, this Bishop Lowe designed this land, all of that. He went and talked to so many elected officials, so many neighborhoods. This congregation was tight, and you are now sitting in a church that's an economic engine. I want you to remind yourself that this is a spiritual engine, but this is also an economic engine. Look at the blocks and blocks of blight that was taken out by this church. Look at the blocks and blocks of blight that Pastor Moore took out in the Wylam area. And that beautiful 5-dome campus, blight. Trash. It wasn't an elected official thing, paid off. Look at what Bethel Pratt City did when the tornado hit Pratt. Those are economic engine. And I dare not say that Pastor Stephen Green, who took out, you could see Denison, what it used to be like, but there are 3 blocks of blights that the pastor didn't come to the city council, didn't go to the U.S. federal government, that congregation and the membership and those who were not members, they all embraced each other and said, okay, if the city and the government's not going to do it,
They'll do it. That's right.
and then you've got your 6th Avenues, you got your Sardises, you got your Woodlands, you've got all of the, and then you've got other campuses around here that have gone into your communities, but also as a spiritual engine, they are economic engine, and it appears to be that some folks have disengaged the very people they come to ask for not only forgiveness, but acceptance.
That's right.
Many people go to these congregations to ask for their vote. And then when they pick up the phone, the leader picks up the phone, they don't get a call back. That's a problem. So, in regards to that, as I turn the floor, as the final question goes back to Mr. Bryant, just from a historical perspective, you have so much economic engine, but yet we still hear people talking down. So what's the up? What's the up? Positive attitude changes everything. There's another ace, there's a base. Okay, love that. Mr. Bryant, you have the floor and the final questioning.
Final question. Okay, I'm going to respect Bishop Lowe. This is his house, so thank you, Bishop Lowe. One of his questions from the Gatekeepers Association, they want us to briefly describe how your spiritual beliefs and your moral compass will guide you in leadership. You don't have to preach to us, but how does your moral compass and your spiritual belief guide you as you want to lead the city?
You have 60 seconds. I'll start with Mr. Holt.
My moral compass, spiritual compass, everything. I'm guided by God completely. I do a prayer live every morning at 6 a.m. But my beliefs are that God is in control of everything. We have to use discernment and wisdom. The Bible says wisdom is the principal thing, and all I get understanding. And you got to get understanding by wise counsel. You got to come to leadership. You got to ask, what do you think we need to do? You got to have meetings with the people, because those are God's people. And you cannot make decisions without God. You got to have something to stand on that's stern and firm. And you got to stand tall to it, despite what people may say around you that don't believe in your values. You still have to hold
30
strong
seconds.
to it.
Would you like to take your 30 seconds?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll go with Mr. Gunn.
Yeah, my faith is what drives me and motivates me to do the work that I do. It's what steered me into serving people, because I know at the end of the day, God commands us to love everyone. And so in order for us to do that, we've got to enact legislation that moves the community forward. I'm a PK. I grew up a preacher's kid. And so one of the things my parents taught me growing up is integrity is everything. If you don't have your name, you don't have anything. And so we've got to move in a way that is filled with integrity, leadership, and accountability. And then the last thing I want to add to that my parents taught me growing up, hold those in authority accountable. And if we're not holding those in authority accountable for the actions that they deem on our neighborhoods and our communities, we're going to be taking a step back in our communities. And so we need to avoid that by holding those in authority accountable.
Ms. Nix.
Faith, integrity, and accountability. First of all, God is the head of all of our lives. So if we do not give an account to the things that we do and know that we've got to convert first back with God. So my spiritual realm at the church that I am attending, God and faith is always number one.
Mr. Moore.
One of the scriptures that's coming to mind right now is, by your love, they will know you are my disciple, right? And I think in this position, I have had to learn that more than I have ever done in my life, right? Because in this position, you become a target, regardless, right? No matter how much good you do, no matter what mistakes you make, you are a target. And you have to still learn how to love people regardless of that, right? I helped an individual come before the council so that they could present their nonprofit organization, even after I knew that they were going to run against me, because I was like, you know what, it
30
don't matter.
seconds.
Like, you're doing good in the city. I gave money to that organization, right? I'm sitting next to two people who I worked with and helped that are running against me, and that don't mean that they don't have that right to do so. But you still have to show up in love.
15 seconds.
I also was in a position where I made a mistake and did something, and I had to come before the people and be accountable to that. I'm not above that, right? Like I'm okay with saying, hey, I made a mistake and I'm here. And I think that, you know, as you continue to show up in that way,
5
people can
seconds.
see your authenticity and they can see that you are a real person. So I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, I'm gonna preach to you or anything like that, or I ain't gonna show up on live in the morning time and pray with you, but I'm gonna show you that I'm a man each and every day that I show up.
Time. Mr. Goldsmith.
Well, that was very good, sir. You have to work in faith. Like the kids always say, I have to be 10 toes down. You have to be 10 toes down in the word. Therefore, that dictates what you do and how you live your life. I've always worked as a principal, east side, west side. You make decisions that affect God's people every day, but you have to know his word and have his armor on and have his sword in your right hand and his shield in your left. Because people are going to attack you regardless.
30
God's
seconds.
word is the way that I operate, and I try to operate in fairness by being a man. And the word man means meeting all needs of his people. So I've always operated in that. Unfortunately, I've seen that a lot of people have went off to the left, what I was, and not saying that I was saying I've fallen down, but being the same when you fall down, you get back up. And I've gotten back up over and over again because of that,
15
because of being a
seconds.
God who I followed, and because I listened to wise counsel. And that's what it has taught me to do.
Time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph Bryan. Can we give Mr. Bryan a hand? Yeah. You will catch him on AL.com. He writes quite often, and I'm sure he'll be writing about some things here that he heard. And you all are welcome to interact with the audience before, when we wrap up. And audience, you're able to interact, and then we'll have Bishop Lowe. But first, we're going to get your last pitch. Make it strong, make it brief, and make it 30 seconds. And we are going to start with you, Ms. Nix. Ladies first.
Ladies first. Once again, I want to thank you, Bishop Lowe, for letting us be able to hold the forum here at your church. Once again, thank you. I want to end with, I am Tara Nix. I am an advocate for my neighborhood, and I will not promise you that I will get anything done, but I will let you know that I will be advocating on a daily basis for the community to get what we need to get done to get our community back where we need to be, District 1. So I'm asking you, on August the 26th, 2025, go out, vote Tara Nix. Remember, the N stands for New Era. Go out and vote Tara Nix, City Council, District 1.
All right, Mr. Moore.
Yes, ma'am. Look, I want to say thank you, Bishop Lowe, for having us here. My name is JT Moore, running for City Council. Would love to have your vote. Have done great work and want to continue to do that work. And again, that does not mean that, mistakes won't be made. That does not mean that, we won't disagree on certain things, but I want to make sure that people are educated about what's going on in the district and how city government works. I want to help to do that. I know that, there's an individual who used to serve as the executive director of the Norwood Resource Center, could have done all kinds of things in Norwood, but chose not to take on that role, chose not to stay
15
there.
seconds.
And I want to make sure that you know that I am not going to go anywhere. I'm going to stay right here and serve the people.
Mr. Goldsmith.
I'm Dr. Willie Goldsmith. I want to be your voice. If you did not know, Birmingham is at a crossroads. It is a moment where we can be taken over at any time. Our regional resources are leaving. We were once had the greatest infrastructure in the Southeast. Everything that came to the Southeast came through Birmingham, Alabama. And now we're the fourth in populace and we're the highest in crime. So that means that when Tommy Tuberville become governor, because he probably will, Birmingham has a target on its back.
Right.
You need somebody to be your voice.
30 seconds.
Somebody who don't mind standing up. Somebody who don't mind standing up for what's right. Because right, unfortunately, is
10 seconds.
uncommon today. So with that, I ask for your vote. As a citizen of District 1, District 1 has so much potential. God has given gifts, and we have everything we need.
Time.
We just need to have the people to put it in place. Thank you, God's people.
Mr. Gunn.
Yes. Thank you all so much for inviting me here and having an opportunity to speak to the community. I want to start off with a quote that I remember from a few years ago. If you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always gotten. And I want to ask District 4 today, are you satisfied with what you've gotten over the last 4 years? As a resident in Norwood, I know that I am not satisfied.
10
and I know that
seconds.
there is a time for a change for District 4, and we need to elect someone, Brian Gunn, for District 4 City Council that has a proven track record, that is community first, and works to move
Time.
and advance the needs of the community priority, make that a priority. Thank you.
Mr. Holt.
I want to give honor to God and Bishop Lowe. Thank you for having us here. I'm running simply because all the elderly called me and they said, you're Nehemiah. The wall is broken. The whole wall is broken in District 4, and we need your help. And I'm here for the elderly so they can have somebody answer the phone, somebody that shows up to meetings and fix the wall. We got the nastiest district, the worst looking district there is, and we need help. And on August
15.
26th, I'm asking you for your vote and to help me help you have a better district.
Thank you all to the candidates. Welcome again as we wrap and bring Bishop Lowe up as our final voice. I want to thank all of you, every one of you, for sacrificing yourself, your family, your time to this community because I know it's tough. You lose a lot of weight, you don't eat, people attack you, but I do want to thank each one of you for being your authentic self and being respectful in God's house today. You all are excellent people first, and you all did an excellent job today. So can we give our candidates a hand? You got some good choices. I also want to thank those who sponsored today. We want to thank the Jefferson County, the citizens that Save Jefferson County. If you're here, can members stand up? I know a lot of you are watching online. Citizens that Save Jefferson County? Okay, we got former Congressman, first Congressman since Reconstruction, Earl Hilliard Sr. Thank you, sir, for being here, and thank you for your service. Will you let's at least not forget that you built a foundation for all of us to follow, and we want to thank you for whatever you went through, because I know it was tough back in your day. It must have been really tough. Really tough. I also want to thank the Gatekeepers Association. Any members here for the Gatekeepers? Just raise your hand or stand. I want to thank the Gatekeepers Association, also the Fraternal Order of Police. If you were any members here, I know they come out and stand. We got the Vice President here. He is here. He has been at every forum, Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police. And also I want to thank, I'm missing one organization, Sarah? The Black Contractors Association. Do we have any Black Contractors? Yeah, the Black Contractors Association. I also want to thank these amazing folks who helped out, and that is Sarah Beth Kunkel, and the person that keeps us all straight, who contacted you, is Miss Marcia. Where are you? The one who gets in our ear, gives us messages, makes us be here, keeps us on time, gets the schedule, because we have a lot going on. Ms. Marcia, would you like to tell us, do we have another forum coming up? Do you want to announce? I know we have a mayor's forum coming up. We'd like to have you there. It's going to be at the City Club. At the City Club. We'd like to welcome all of you as candidates to just come and observe. You will not be questioned. They will. So you can see what you're dealing with. So we encourage all of you to participate in these forums. Are there any candidates here? Any other candidates for any other? Yes, Mr. Rice, please tell us, you got 15 seconds to tell us who you are and what you're running for.
I'm Ryan Rice, I'm running for the mayor of the city of Birmingham. I am committed to economics across the city. I have seen failure on repeat, so thank you for that term. And as an engineer, we do not allow failure to happen on repeat. So I'm committed to economics across the city.
Great, that concludes our our forum for today. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Saturday, and I'm going to turn it over for prayer and last words from the person who runs this facility in this great spiritual house, Bishop Love.
Okay.
Before Bishop.
Yes.
Excuse me. Sheila,
Yes, Mr. Muhammad.
next Saturday, we're gonna be at Michael Wesley's.
Next Saturday, we will be at Greater Shiloh Baptist Church. Reverend Mike Wesley will be hosting us
District 6 and 7.
for District 6 and 7. Tune in to what's happening in Birmingham. You'll find that out. That will be live streamed. We encourage the community to come out to that, where Reverend Mike Wesley is going to be hosting that. You are all welcome to go and see what's going on in other communities so you can work as a team, and togetherness does work, so you might want to be there. Also on July 27th, I'm moderating that. I'm also moderating at More Than Conquerors Faith Church. Yeah. More Than Conquerors Faith Church with the League of Women Voters, SCLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, and also the Urban League. That's all open to the public as well. So we are encouraging you to tune in. We're encouraging you to also bring your folks to stream what you're doing. To bring your folks and do you. But we are making a very conscious effort. I'm just the moderator. They picked a record. Cheryl Stewart was that one, Mr. Bryant. So they were picking some journalists and some people who have some historical knowledge, because we've covered City Hall, state government, school board. We've covered all of it. And then of course, me, the glutton for punishment, was a part of it for 8 years. And so that is why you see us involved. But we want to thank all of the pastoral community, all of the organizations that have had these meetings for quite some time. And it's not personal, it's not politics, it's about the people. Bishop Lowe?
One thing I'd like to speak as a pastor. Yes. As far as candidates, thank you all for what you're doing. There's been a lot of things that's been going around. I want to present the concept, different idea, that every time we see candidates and they come to my church, every time there's an election, I see them come around. They want to be seen. They want to be recognized. And then after that, we don't see them that much anymore. You all know that process. And that's the way it's been. But I want to suggest something. If we're going to make a difference, we got to do something different. Yes. And here's an idea that I want to present to the candidates here. And to everyone that might be watching as a candidate, and you running for an office, we got to understand, we got to unify in order to make our community better. Come on. So I want to suggest this idea, that you guys, after August 26th, there's going to be somebody, there's going to be a winner. But after August 26th, on August 27th, some of you need to come together and still unify for the good of the community. Right. Don't just disappear on August 27th. Come back together, even though you might have been at odds for running for the election, because it's not about you. Right. It's about the people. That's right. So then bury the hatchets and everything that you've used when you've tried to be the lead. But in order to be a good leader, you gotta learn how to be a good follower. So whoever is elected, I'm suggesting to every person out there that's a candidate, that on August 27th, get back together at some point in some way in order to serve the people you claimed you wanted to lead. Come on, Bishop. It's so unfortunate that after the election, these people who want to serve, you don't find them anymore until 3-4 years later, or you see them always antagonizing who the one that won because they're mad. But this is not personal. That's right. This is for our community. Best interest. And what we've got to understand is that we've lost position in our community because we have to learn how to be unified. Come on. Just because I differ with you doesn't mean I gotta hate you. Wow. Doesn't mean I have to condescend and talk about how stupid and dumb you are. Say that. We've got to realize that we have a lot more in common than what we are separating ourselves by. Right. So I want to say a different model on August 27th. Let all these candidates If you didn't win, it's okay. You come to the table and say, you win some, you lose some. But our community still needs us to be unified because you guys are leaders of the community. Whether you win or not, you're still leaders because you're willing to step forward. Come on. And that's to every one of them that's out there. Yeah. So I'm encouraging you. And if you need a vision of that, this is what the Lord has given me. That's right. To encourage people that are calling themselves to be leaders, to stop just being leaders when they're trying to get a position. All right. Come on. The greatest one among you is going to be the servant. Right. Yeah. When you learn how to serve, then you're qualified to lead. So that's all I'm saying is to present a different concept to the candidates that after it's all over with, come together, sit at the table, get somebody. Yes, sir. I don't want for myself, somebody to sit. Can we come together for the good of our community? Because if we don't unify, divided, we will fall. That's right. So I just want to leave that with, that's a new concept, okay? Beautiful. So right now, in the name of Jesus, Father, I thank you right now for all of those that are gathered here. Lead us, Lord, with wisdom. And then though we may have the wisdom, give us the understanding to know how to do what we need to do with the wisdom. And Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for these men and women. And thank you for the people that are citizens that are concerned. May they be more citizens that are concerned. Because if we don't become engaged with what's going on in our communities will continue to deteriorate and we will lose our community. Help us, Father, to recognize that we have unity if we understand we got to build community. Yes. And it's in Jesus' name I pray a blessing upon everyone. Yes. And to the candidates, the winners and the losers, yes, that they come together and realize it's for community. Yes. Thank you for this day, and thank you for further blessings. In Jesus' name, and let everybody say amen. Amen. All right, God bless you all.
Thank you.
That's all I've got to say.
Okay, be safe. And I missed one more. They got a new pastor at Bethel Pratt City, Pastor Larry McCree. They call him Pastor Pete.